Hello and welcome to Caesar Snack Sandwich. Today I'm going to take a quick look at single finance. Now, I'm not an expert on this, but I've been hearing this buzzword a little bit around about these pseudo market neutral strategies. So I've decided to take a look at this. I was approached by someone from maybe the community or the team, I'm not sure, and they suggested I look at this. And that's why I'm kind of looking at it. I haven't made any deals with them. They haven't paid me, or this is not a sponsored video or anything, but I do find that it's interesting, and I do think that there's a lot of hype around these pseudo market neutral strategies, and they are beneficial to the ecosystem in some extent, right? This particular application is running on the Kronos chain, which is the crypto.com chain. So as you can see, my MetaMask here is connected to Kronos, and you do need Crow tokens to pay gas. So you're going to need Crow tokens, and you're going to need a lot more than 10. So, and as I'll show you as we go through the app and stuff, and I kind of click some buttons for you to show you. The gas can be kind of expensive in the sense of Crow tokens, but Crow tokens are pretty cheap, okay? But how to get them? This is the best way I found. There could be better ways, there could be cheaper ways, but this is the way I just did it because I thought it would be easy enough, and this is XY Finance. I did a video on these guys in the past, but basically you can go from one token to another token and so forth. So if I were to go from, say I had some tokens on Phantom and I were to go to Kronos and I need the Crow token, and let's say right now I have 236 in this wallet of Phantom, and let's say I wanted to send 20, then this would basically aggregate it. It'll swap it and then come out the other side with these Crow tokens. As you can see, the cost of it is quite expensive because I'm doing so little, but if I were to do something substantial, the cost would be drastically decreased because this is the fee for using this ecosystem, for using these swaps. They have to pay these liquidity providers and so forth. So anyways, this is how I decided to get some gas on Crow. I just swapped some Phantom for Crow and it landed in my wallet as Crow via XY Finance. So that's enough of that. This is not a video about XY Finance, so let's go back to this here. So as you can see, I have opened a couple positions here on single finance. I've put about 4,000 US dollars in here. I'm not suggesting you do the same. You do you, and you put how much you want. However, this system does require a decent amount of capital. Like you can't put in $50 or something like that, as you will see, because I do have like $8 or something in my wallet that I will show you how this thing works. So this is the key selling point here, is the pseudo market neutral strategy. And I'm just going to read this and kind of talk about it a little bit. Our strategy invests in liquidity pools comprised of one non-stablecoin and one stablecoin only. By borrowing the exact amount of non-stable coins for the farming position created, everything starts at a delta neutral position. So basically, this is kind of like Alpaca Finance. They have all of these lending coins. So other people will come to single finance and lend the tokens to users who want to leverage up these positions, right? So as you can see, I did lend some USDC, and basically you put the USDC inside and then you stake the IB USDC so you can farm this single token, which is the governance token. I'll talk a little bit about that afterwards. So people lend these tokens here, and then what you will do is you will come with one of these tokens and you will borrow the other token, so that you are then kind of neutral. Like if that token, the price of that token doesn't matter as much to you because you owe quantity back, right? But there is interest there is interest that needs to be paid on the borrowed tokens, and this kind of does chip in or chop into your APY. So you got to kind of be a little bit careful about which tokens you're borrowing and which ones you're yield farming with. I decided to open a position with USDC Crow because I just felt that Crow would have more safety and less likely to have high volatility, right? Now, the utilization of Crow is not as bad as single either, so that means the APY is not as bad as well. Now, these are long-term positions for the most part. You don't want to do this for a couple days. You want to kind of put it here and set it and forget. So here's my position here. You can see on the dashboard that, it has all the relevant data that I need. First of all, it has the current price of Crow. It has my stop losses where, this protocol will exit the position and protect some of my capital at these two extreme prices. So if Crow goes down to 8 cents, then my position will be closed and I will have some capital protection. And if Crow price goes up to 27 cents, again, it will close this position for me. So instead of showing you the Crow one, I'm going to go to this one here, USDC single, and kind of show you how this works. The estimated yearly APR is 65% on this, but you can kind of take this with a grain of salt because you can see currently I'm at minus 84% because I'm kind of losing money because of the interest or the price changes of Crow token in my position. But if you do decide to open a position, I wouldn't sit here and watch this because it can be kind of stressful, or put in an amount of money here that you don't mind losing so that you don't feel that this APY here is quite so relevant because, 10 minutes ago, this was plus 50%. Okay. So anyways, so let's go through this here. So if I have $6 of USDC inside my position, so I put it inside, and then it's going to do its calculations and so forth and pump out this UI that can kind of explain things to me. So the first thing you can do is increase or decrease basically decrease the amount of leverage. Now, I read in the docs that they found through their mathematics and through their research and stuff that 3x is the best. And if you decrease it, or if you want to decrease it, you can reduce your risk a little bit. It'll give you a little bit more, less exposure to the price action of that Crow token, so that volatility of the Crow token. The second thing here is we are protecting 85. You can change the amount of protection, and if I do click that over to 90, then you will see that the chart changes a little bit, and these red lines here, they kind of come inside. So basically, I don't know why it keeps doing this to me. Anyhow, I think it's because I'm on Wi-Fi or something. Anyhow, so as the price goes down, if the price were to go 60% up or 60 or 48% down, so the price of Crow token were to, or in this case, it's not Crow, right? It's a single token. If the price of single token were to go down 49%, then my stop loss would be triggered, and they would remove they would close my position for me and protect 90% of the capital that I put in. Okay, or you can change it to 85 and widen it a little bit and give yourself a little bit more risk, but less likely to get stopped out, right? Because you don't really want to get stopped out. Like, it's good to protect your capital, but at the same time, if you leave it in here longer, then you're probably okay, right? It'll probably work out in the end, maybe. I don't know. So that's you decide this. Now, the other thing I was mentioning is that, like, you want to leave this as a long-term position, because as you can see, as you pull this along, the graph shows you a better estimate of what you would have in the long term. So let's say I just do something simple like 90 days instead of 30 days. So in 30 days, if the amount of profitable time of the movement of the prices up here at the top above 0, right? So if the Crow token goes down 20% in the 30 days, then I will be in I will still be possibly profitable, and 22%. But as you move this, as you decide to think about, I'm going to leave it in here longer, then it becomes more of like 38%. Because you got to remember, what it's doing is it's farming the rewards of this pool, wherever this pool happens to be, which is a MFA, and it's farming these reward tokens, selling the reward tokens to build more liquidity for you. So more USDC Crow tokens, single tokens, USDC single tokens. So it's the longer you can leave it in here, the more of these rewards it can farm, and then the more it can sell to build more position for you and grow and so forth. You can read the docs and get a better understanding. The docs is pretty good. There's a lot of explanation, especially if you go into like the mechanics of this. it gives you a lot of examples, a lot of explanation on how this works and why it works and why it's a good thing. I would really suggest you to read this before you before you make any investment choices about using this protocol or not. I do want to talk a little bit about the single token. And that is like, what is the point of this single token, this governance token, so to speak? Well, there is fee sharing. So they do have fees, right? So they charge a performance fee, but they only charge a performance fee if your position has been profitable, right? So on the profit. So the buyback, they do buybacks and burns. So, so first of all, if you stake it, you're going to get 10% of this, the performance fee. So if you stake this single token, they were also going to buy back and burn some of these tokens. And then the token will become deflationary after some time because of they're going to just basically stop emissions, and then the buyback and burn will make it deflationary, right? They do have some governance, voting, and so forth. I didn't really look into this too much. This is interesting. If you do have this single stake, you will have some chances of getting into some exclusive strategy opportunities. So maybe they will build some more strategies and so forth to some exclusive strategies, like where the APYs will be higher and more drastic and so forth. Now, the last thing I do want to mention is that the gas of this system is pretty significant, right? Because there's a lot going on here. They're borrowing tokens, building LPs, deploying LPs into farms. So if you do decide to, it doesn't even allow me. So if I wanted to, I'll show you closing this position. If I wanted to close my active position, let's say, so when I'm wanting to close, you can choose to minimize trading. So that means just give me my current position of USDC and this many CRO, and I will do with the CRO as I please, right? And then, or I can say, no, I want my USDC back because I put USDC in, and basically it's going to sell all the CRO that's left over after repaying my debt and give it back to me. And if I do try to withdraw this, as you can see, it's costing about 27 CRO. So it cost me about 26 to put it in as well. So keep that in mind. You're going to need a substantial amount of CRO in your wallet in order to enter and exit these positions. And in fact, I don't have enough to actually do this right now, I think. Yeah, see, I don't even have enough CRO to exit the position. So keep that in mind. Just make sure you have enough gas money to exit and enter your position and so forth. And that's why I said, maybe with XY Finance, send a little bit more, a little extra. I think this is it for now. I wonder, you probably have a lot of questions, and maybe I haven't explained it exactly well, but I hope it's been useful, and I hope that this is helpful for you, and that you feel that it's worth looking at a little bit more. Now, I do know that there are other opportunities for this pseudo neutral positions like Alpaca, but Alpaca Finance is all maxed out and you can't get into any of these positions. So I would consider looking at this and considering whether or not you want to try something like this out. And there are some crazy good APYs. Look at this. This is quite high, right? And this is quite high as well, right? So consider it, look into it, think about whether or not you want to do this or not, and make your own decisions. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.